Stall out them pint bottles, I granny crib. I poured so much I ain't want to live. Told money then, shit, we in the wind. I was in the hood when I clipped the bin. Since a young nigga, I been ready. Went glass house on every Chevy. In this game, I tried plenty settings. It's all or nothing. How niggas been. Got sucker niggas, keep suckers with them. One of the reasons I ain't fucking with them. Trish taking some more than her. Guess she couldn't even afford a winner. I'm open late, don't need a scale, and it's always over. Sneak, wishing well. I double down, slick shit to spell. Shot it, no, I don't kiss and tell. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. Hell, I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins, and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. I was moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer Night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first. Eat the last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean. Temporary feelings mixed with temporary pleasures. All these temporary moments and these temporary treasures. Temporary circumstances to temporary measures. Temporary friends and even temporary schedules. Temporary smiles and temporary goals. Temporary women sliding on temporary poles. Temporary comments and temporary trolls. I just pray that God bless me. Ain't no temporary souls. I'm a saint, but I sin. I checked in the game to win. I left, she loving me again. I let her cry out the bins, and they say time heal. Mine still felt like it was yesterday. I was moving fast, probably too fast to even catch the play. Spencer Night, she pack a bag, right to me, just getting gas. Coming back, I want it bad. I'ma touch it first, eat the last, it's temporary. Holly damn emotion said it's temporary. My pain deeper than the ocean.
All right, chat, y'all locked in? Y'all ready to go? Y'all locked in, chat? What we doing tonight? Karen, thank you, Karen. What we doing tonight, chat? Y'all locked in, man? I'm trying to find out. Y'all locked in?
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
That sound about right.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? What we doing tonight, chat? Double tap the screen, shut alive out there saying Trump faces backlash over Obama photo. California headed in a new direction. And we got the California first governor debate, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out, chat. We got an action-packed episode, man. We finna get all the way into it, man. We got Trump with a gaggle over there on Air Force One, basically saying he's not apologizing for that damn photo because he didn't watch the video all the way. Plausible deniability. It is what it is, man. We got Stephen A. Smith over there giving his reaction to the Trump photo. We have James Fishback, the one that's supposed to be running against Byron Donalds over there in Florida for the governor. He's saying he's open to running independent. He's open to running independent. Damn. He's open to running independent because the GOP changed their rules and said he has to have $10 million to qualify to debate Byron. 10 million. He has to have 10 million raised in order to debate Byron. Also, we got Tulsi Gabbard, whistleblower, man, that said the NSA detected a phone call between foreign intelligence and an individual close to Donald Trump. According to the whistleblower, Tulsi Gabbard blocked the NSA from sharing the report and instead delivered it to Susie Wiles. This video I got above me is a guy who tried to go to Antarctica and was turned around and jailed, I believe, man. Antarctica's looking pretty green. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I thought Antarctica was a sheet of ice, man. This shit's looking kind of green, bro. What are they doing, Chad? Double tap the screen, shut alive out, man. Let's get into it and see what's going on with this Antarctica shit, bro. Like, look at this, Chad. Is that dirt green? Like, why? It don't even look that cold over there, man. It's probably cold, but it don't even look that cold over there, Chad. Like, this is Antarctica. All right, the streamer's name is Vagabond. So Vagabond went over there to Antarctica We heard about Antarctica and all of these treaties and how nobody can really go over there. I guess this is the first live stream from Antarctica, and he ended up going to jail. Let's check in with him.
The IRL in Antarctica, boys. IRL in Antarctica.
Hello. How's it going? Not that good. So you have a Starlink? Yeah. Okay. It's confiscated. You'll receive it on the way back. You can't use it.
All right, hold on. Chat, double tap the screen. Everybody hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes right quick while we in here early, man. Let's get to 100 likes. Go to the 3 dots at the top, hit the like button, man, and comment what time it is where you're at. Let me know if you're on the East Coast, Central, or West Coast. What time is it where you at, man? What did this officer just say to him? He confiscated what?
Hello. How's it going? Not that good. So you have
Not that good. So you have a Starlink.
Starlink. Yeah. Okay. It's confiscated. You'll receive it on the way back. You can't use it.
So they confiscated his Starlink. He was trying to use Starlink down there in Antarctica, and they confiscated it. He said, "How's it going?" He said, "Not good. We confiscated your Starlink."
No, man.
Can't use it on the land. We checked it in biosecurity yesterday and didn't have a problem. We're going on, but you're the captain, so it's all yours. Okay.
You'll receive it in the end of the day. Okay. Cool. It's not such devices. They're not anything that is related to the internet connection, cybersecurity is completely forbidden.
Really? So no one's allowed to have a Starlink?
Nope. Not even single piece of paper.
Really? On land?
That is not secure. No.
Is that for like all of it? I'm just asking questions. I'm not arguing with you. For all of Antarctica?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's saying you can't even have a piece of paper in Antarctica. You can't have a phone. You can't have a device. No Starlink. He said you damn near can't even have a piece of paper over there. Check what the fuck is going on in Antarctica. And I want to know why. Hold on. Where we at? 1:03. Why the fuck is it green over there, bro? Is global warming real? The Antarctica they showed me when I was a kid was big ice sheets and ice walls and shit like that. Polar bears and shit, man. Where is this green coming from, bro? Fuck is this green coming from, bro?
Yeah. Okay. For all, it's available for all ships. It's not only this ship, all the ships around, and especially this one we have cybersecurity.
Carlos, you got to double tap on your phone. That's how you like the screen. Or you go to the 3 dots at the very top, man. You got to figure out a way to like this damn stream.
We have forces to follow. Unfortunately, we cannot let you.
Right, bring it on land.
Yeah.
And that's for every ship in Antarctica?
Yeah, for everybody.
Okay.
But our procedures they are very strict, and such devices they are not allowed, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. That's fine. Thank you for informing us. I apologize if there was any issue. I just didn't, I didn't see any problem with it, like online when I was researching and stuff, but you're the captain.
Thank you so much.
Sorry for taking you away from your station. I apologize.
Thank you for
All right, chat. How do y'all feel about that? Would you be interested in visiting Antarctica? Put yes in the chat if you would be interested in visiting Antarctica. Put no in the chat if you would never take your ass down there playing with them people in Antarctica, man. It's a strong no for me, man. I'm going to leave Antarctica the fuck alone.
Cooking up a spread, you can't forget the go.
Hold on, chat. Let me get us to the ad-free version. Oh shit. I will leave Antarctica the fuck alone. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, chat. I will leave Antarctica the hell alone. Don't want to go over there. Don't want to do any of those things, man. Let me get us to the ad-free version.
What's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Smith. I'm usually coming at you every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. over there with the Sirius XM POTUS Radio Channel 124.
Now Mama Money talking about, yeah, she want to go to Antarctica, see what they hide. Mama Money, they going to have you out there in the middle of nowhere, man, with a damn metal detector, man. You going to be out there in the middle of nowhere, Mama Money, with a metal detector, man, looking for nothing, man. If we want to know what they got hidden out there, we're going to have a damn connection. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get that captain right there that was being extra. You're going to have to get him in your pocket. Because if you just step out there in Antarctica on this damn unmapped, undiscovered ice sheet, Mama Money, I don't think you'll find any answers to the questions you are looking for.
And obviously, for the purposes of my YouTube show, I usually do a couple of additional shows outside of the POTUS channel, even though you could always usually get my sound, my audio from POTUS Radio. I just wanted to address this subject, and that's essentially involving the President Donald Trump posting a video depicting former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. I'm going to say that again. Depicting the first black president in United States history and the first black first lady in United States history. Apes. In the year 2026, that has happened. Now, before I go into it, let me say this. The White House says it wasn't the president's fault. Even though
what's up, Cindy?
The video has been removed.
Okay, even if it's not his fault, someone has to have the damn blame. Like, look, a staffer did it. It is what it is. We don't care, man. What do you mean it's not his fault? If I get online and I post some shit or repost some shit, didn't watch it all the way through, and someone sends it to my damn job, my job's not gonna give a fuck, man. Not gonna give a fuck. They gonna get you the hell up out of there.
From the president's Truth Social account, they are pointing the finger of blame to a White House staffer.
And see, this is the thing too. You said, did we not see that someone scrolled up and that video was there? I don't give a damn. It shouldn't have been posted or reposted. He should have watched it all the way through. What I think that is plausible deniability. I think it's plausible deniability, because if it was screen recorded, if it whatever, it's plausible damn deniability, man. That's what I think it is. We know Stephen Miller. We know a lot of these people around Trump. We got Trump in the Epstein files allegedly calling black women boogers. We got Epstein talking about they got the moon crickets bagged and shit. Let's be fucking real here, man. This shit's plausible deniability. I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say, and I'm going to leave myself an out just in case some shit gets it. Man, the people who knew what it was for, they know what the fuck was going on. He know what was going on. I know what was going on. Y'all know what was going on. But it's some plausible deniability, man. The fuck is we talking about, bro?
Who they say erroneously made the post, and it has been taken down. Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary for the White House, initially came out defending it.
Man, I remember one time, chat, I was in jail and they was trying to watch Planet of the Apes in jail. I was not finna, man, ain't no watching no fucking Planet of the Apes in here, man. Cut that shit off.
Saying it apparently was AI generated. It was an AI generated clip portraying Barack and Michelle Obama as apes. In a statement sent to Deadline, the White House press secretary said, quote, "This is from an internet meme video depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as characters from The Lion King. Please stop the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters to the American public."
No. See, Alex Garcia, this is what's wrong. This is what's wrong with a lot of people out here. You said, what did Trump do? Because his name only pops up, bud. It doesn't say he did anything goofy. Well, what he didn't do was condemn it. What did he say? I'm not apologizing because I didn't watch the video all the way through. He's not condemning it. If this was some anti-Semitism, I promise to God, everybody would have been on one. Everybody, the whole world would have stopped if this was some anti-Semitism shit. But insert black people, insert some niggas, it's just not a big deal. It's not a fucking big deal because it's about niggas, right? This shit is crazy.
To Caroline Leavitt, are you black? I'm being facetious, obviously. Who are you to say it's fake? You to say the outrage is fake? Who are you to say something like that? And who are you to say, let's get to matters that actually really, really matter to the American public? Do you believe that it shouldn't matter if the American public is led to believe that the President of the United States, referring to a former president, and the former First Lady as apes. He's engaging in such disgusting and classless behavior. Doesn't matter, because I'm here to tell you it does. Now, the White House, again, is going to be about the business of denying what's going on. CBS News has reported on it. The New York Times has reported on it. Forbes magazine has reported on it. Everybody's going to be reporting on it because it's disgusting, it's classless, there's no place for it at any point towards anyone in our society, and we get all of that. But as it pertains to this president, it gets a bit worse. Because here's the reality of the situation. We live in a society where they talk about you being innocent until proven guilty, and making sure that we don't attach levels of guilt towards you without...
See, this is the thing, man. If it was an accident, all I gotta do is say, I apologize. I don't even fuck with that racist type shit right there. He didn't say that. He said, I'm not apologizing because I didn't watch the video through. He didn't say nothing about I don't like the racist shit. I'm not with that. He didn't say nothing about it. Let it have been some anti-Semitic. See, this is the thing we got to realize. Being black in America was once a crime. There's examples out there. A really good example that I can give and that I've heard is the water fountain. If black people went and drank out of a black water fountain, it was not a crime. If black people went and drank out of a white water fountain, it was a crime. So is drinking the water the fucking problem? No, being black is the fucking problem. So let's keep this shit real.
Substantive evidence. And even then, we want to give you the benefit of the doubt. Here's the question. Why the hell should anybody give the president the benefit of the doubt? Because, see, this is where your past behavior all comes into play. The pettiness, the kind of nonsense that you've engaged in. Remember when Elijah Cummings, the representative out of Maryland, passed away a few years ago? And the president was seen saying, well, he wasn't very nice to me. Why he didn't speak kindly the deceased Elijah Cummings at that particular moment in time.
What up, Gerard?
Abundance of things he said about other folks. We don't have to even bring up the fact that one could easily argue that as it pertains to the black community, whether it's the Smithsonian Museum or anything else, there's a concerted effort to erase an attachment and a connection to black history. Why? Because that wouldn't be good for white people. Heard the president allude to what's to the detriment of white folks and how he laments that from time to time, which is why there's a concerted effort to reverse history, or at least our connection to it. And how do you do so? Because future generations, if you don't have access to stuff in libraries, if you don't have access to stuff in schools, if you don't have access to stuff online and beyond, guess what? They would never be informed. And as a result, for future generations to come, it'll erase iniquities that were committed by other folks in our society, decades if not centuries. Everything that folks were lamenting, he brings into play. When you talk about ICE and what's been going on in the streets of Portland, Chicago, Los Angeles, and most recently Minneapolis, and you hear people talking about how colored people are being stopped on the streets, how they're devoid of search warrants when ICE approaches them, and ICE agents don't have search warrants. When they're talking about not being allowed to wear masks because you've been wearing masks and hiding your identity, and you're alluding to the threats that have been...
Have a good day, Walter.
...exercised towards ICE agents and what have you, so that it's necessary to hide their identity. Well, where do we get to hide when we have to deal with the president and his behavior and his classlessness, insensitivity, the way he's been coming at people? This is an opportunity for us to veer away from politics and to touch on our humanity. Whether you're a Democrat, you're an independent, you're a Republican, you should abhor talking about right now. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, monkeys as apes. Recently, Senator Chuck Schumer, a Democrat out of New York City, alluded to the whole voter registration issue in the SAFE Act as an extension of Jim Crow 2.0. I went on the record and said that was engaging in hyperbole. That was a bit excessive. I don't feel that way now.
All right, Corey.
Alludes to something, taking something that you're doing from a legal perspective and attaching racism to it. Just days later, you validate his suspicions.
And not condemning it, man. That's the thing. It's like when anything anti-Semitic goes on, the fucking world stops, man. Condemn this, condemn this, condemn this. But when niggas ask for the same thing, condemn it. It's a problem. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? What's this upset? It's a 2-second video. If it wasn't that big of a deal, if it was an accident, condemn it. Say that doesn't align with your values. Why is it so hard to say it? Motherfuckers get to kissing walls and doing all kind of other shit when other groups of people feel, you know what I'm saying? Shit is crazy.
Emphasis. Let me get into the punk ass approach that I'm witnessing right now, where we're saying, hey, it was a staffer, it wasn't him. By the way, a staffer who is anonymous. So it was somebody within your administration, anonymous. Therefore, since we don't know their name, they don't get to be held accountable if it was indeed them. So for all we know, even if you weren't telling the truth, say there would be patience for such a vile act. They give us their names, so we don't know who it is, which means we don't know what's being done to them for making such an error in judgment. But for the record, speaking purely for myself and no one else, I don't believe your ass is one bit.
What's up, Chris?
No way did I believe for 1 second that this was some anonymous staffer. This president is waking up 4 in the morning tweeting. Now post on his Truth Social platform.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, chat. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't care if y'all mad at it. I don't give a fuck if you unsubscribe or leave. I believe this was done deliberately. I believe there was plausible deniability left from there, and I believe it's intentional to get black people mad. We seen Caroline call it fake outrage. I believe that they're surprised that the narrative's not being fit. We see all of this Antifa, all of this ICE fighting, all of this quote unquote insurrection shit going on, but you don't see no niggas. And that doesn't fit the narrative. So they trying to do something to get niggas involved so they can justify some motherfucking actions and shit, man. That's what I believe is going on. If you like it, you love it, whatever. Horrible take, great take, whatever. I believe they want niggas involved. The Black Panther Party, they made them people drop their badges and shit and said, look, we're not getting out there doing none of that shit. If y'all want to do that shit, do it under a different name. Don't pull the Black Panthers. Don't pull. Everybody sitting at home. We seen it from the No Kings protest. What was what's the Angelina Cat, whatever the lady is, the famous Latino lady, what did she say? Black people, the only way people that can help us stop this shit is black people. And they're sitting at home, and I think they should sit at home. I don't blame them. Ever since the first No Kings protest, they've been waiting on niggas to come out. You watch any of these live streams, they're like, oh, it's all old boomers out there protesting. Where are the niggas? It's never where any other group of people. Every stream you go through, they asking, where are all the black people at doing this shit? Then when you look in Atlanta and the places where the black people are actually out there protesting, it still doesn't fit the narrative because it ain't violent, right? Everywhere there's violence, when you pull up them damn things, it's really not black people. It's really not. Let's be honest. And they're trying to get niggas involved, in my opinion.
It's somebody else's fault. Somebody else would make a mistake with a post so vile that stayed up for 12 hours. This is a president that gives you every impression he lives on the platform. He ain't off the platform for 12 minutes, let alone 12 hours. And suddenly we're supposed to believe otherwise. This is an opportunity for Democrats and Republicans, for American citizens on both sides of the aisle to come together and say, we don't want this shit. We want nothing to do with it. We want somebody like this representing us. This has nothing to do politics. Everything to do with decency, decorum, looking out for your fellow man and women, and understanding that there is a level of respect that they require and that they deserve. And we want our leaders to act accordingly. And anybody who doesn't fall in line with that, we don't want it, we don't need it, we don't want it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like this. Oh, blacks destroy their cities. Look at George Floyd. Look at the Summer of Love. They just knew this shit was finna be like that, right? Now we seeing hotels get destroyed. We seeing businesses get broken into. We're seeing motherfuckers can't even go out to eat and shit. The whole time, it's no black people involved on either side, really. Right? It doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't fit the narrative. They need this shit to fit the narrative. Where are the violent blacks at? Everybody we seeing out here, they say the left is so violent. It used to be the blacks are so violent. Now, since the blacks aren't out there, it's the left is so violent. But soon as niggas start coming out, it ain't gonna be the left is so violent no more. It's gonna be right back to Summer of Love, George Floyd. Look at these niggas and how they act. That's what they're trying to get to go on.
Want anything to do with them. This ain't about J.D. Vance. This ain't about Marco Rubio. Hell, this ain't about Kristi Noem or Pam Bondi or Kash Patel. We've had an abundance of people on this show from both sides of the aisle. We've had Governor Westmore. We've had Governor Josh Shapiro. We had Governor Spencer Cox. We had Minority Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries. We've had Madeline Dean, representative out of Pennsylvania. We had former Senator Joe Manchin out of West Virginia. We've had Jim Jordan. We've had Chip Roy, both of them on the right. We've had Senator Lindsey Graham. We've had Tom Cotton from the Senate Intelligence Committee. We've had Ted Cruz. We've had Representative James Clyburn. None of them would do this. Both sides of the aisle. We're being fair here. None of them would do this. One man. A man that's in the White House. That's so damn petty. Not only is he prosecuting individuals using enforcement as his lengthy, strong arm of the law. Persecute individuals he feels wronged him, from Letitia James to John Bolton to James Comey, Smith, even to Don Lemon. A person that's doing that.
And another reason that they did it as the damn whatever primates, we'll just call it damn primates, is to dehumanize them, to illegitimize Barack's presidency, and to dehumanize not only the Obamas, but to dehumanize black people. This shit goes back to the religious text. You can only do you can't do anything to humans. That's why you dehumanize them. You look at them as less than, and that gives you a validation to treat this group of people as subpar. Why do you think we went through that for so long? Before it was the one drop rule, all of that shit, bro. This shit goes way back. Now we're right back here. Just like you put a dog down. Your dog go bite somebody in the streets, what do? They go put that dog down. That's why they want niggas out here, man.
Show me how petty he can be time and time and time again. He saw the video, saw an opportunity to ridicule and malign a former president who he believes had everything to do with the whole Russian collusion case that he's had to deal with. And he tirelessly brings this stuff up. Same president who's got people dealing with the FBI, reading voting officers in Georgia, find out stuff about 2020 just to validate his proclamations about a rigged election, even though he's back in office 6 years later. That same guy is the guy in the White House.
You said People have been calling Trump an orangutan, Bush a chimp, and I didn't hear any of this talk. But this is a sitting president's account. You're trying to confuse what some regular motherfuckers like we're doing to commander in chief, the highest office in the land. What the fuck are we even talking about, bro? And then we're talking about the timing of this shit. Black History Month. You think this shit, then go watch the rest of the clip. It was funny. It was a lot of people there. Why the fuck do you think they only showed the Obamas there? 2 seconds right there. They could have edited that shit. They could have cut that shit out. They left it there because it's Black History Month, nigga. We know what it's for. The people who it was for know what it was for. The Proud Boys, the motherfuckers over, they know who it was for too. If you can't see this shit, maybe it's not for you. So just sit this one out.
Using his administration to tell you he had nothing to do with a post that has his fingerprints and his smell and his stench written all over it. That's who we're talking about here. And that same man must be universally condemned for having his platform associated with such an insulting, classless, despicable.
Nathan said, teach you how to be a victim. Your mama and them must didn't teach you what wearing out your welcome in. Everybody say goodnight, Nathan. We won't see you here no more. Get the fuck out, man. You wore your fucking welcome out, man. We got Southern hospitality around this motherfucker.
Post that was on his platform for 12 hours. Anybody who doesn't speak against him on this is complicit. Telling us what you think about black people. Plain and simple. There is no way around this. This requires universal condemnation. Doesn't mean he's going to leave office. But it could mean that we need others in office during the midterm that aren't.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody want to come here saying that victim shit, bro. Why don't we hear this shit when it comes to some anti-Semitism? Why motherfuckers ain't calling that shit victimhood, bro? It's only when niggas got something to say. I haven't heard motherfuckers say victimhood about the Latino community. I ain't heard motherfuckers say victimhood about these Somalis. I ain't heard motherfuckers say victimhood about nobody but niggas. It's crazy. We're not the ones stopping the fucking show. Guess what? When we complain, nothing fucking stops. When other groups complain, the world pauses. Like, hold up now. Let's get this shit together. The fuck you mean, victim? Hold my nuts.
Necessarily on the right, so more checks and balances can take place, and perhaps, dare I say, he'll be a bit more guarded from doing nonsense like this. Because again, I believe he is guilty of this. Do I have proof? No. But I've told y'all on many occasions, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn mongoose. But it is. His behavior, his tendencies, his rhetoric, his petulance, his belligerence, all fall in line with what we're talking about right now. Do you want to be associated with that or not? It doesn't mean that you have to disagree with him about the economy, that you have to disagree with him about tariff wars, or border security, or safety in the streets, or his position on Russia and Ukraine, or his position on Israel and the Gaza Strip, and all of that stuff. It's not about politics. This is a...
Man, listen. Carlos says, hold on, because I gotta say it's called Hispanics, rapists, criminals, and all other things. But has he called y'all a victim? Have they called y'all victims? That's the thing. That's the thing. Nobody's saying victim mentality about what's going on with the Latinos. Nobody's saying victim mentality when it's going on with the Somalis. Nobody's saying victim mentality when I see all of these videos of everybody getting up here talking about their problems in life and what they're going through in their communities and shit. None of them are called victims. The moment a nigga open his mouth, oh, victim, victim, victim. What the fuck are you talking about, bruh? What?
About decency that we require exists in the United States of America. and the President of the United States once again appears to be more indecent than the very people he was elected to lead.
And then it's like when it comes to the black community, y'all motherfuckers don't know how y'all want to label it. Are we ultra violent super predators or are we fucking victims? Like that's a pretty wide gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on one hand, we're just ultra aggressive, mad, black, angry motherfuckers, super predators, right? And then on the other hand, we're victims. We cry, we whine. Make up your fucking mind. Pick a side, motherfucker.
What y'all gonna do about it? What y'all gonna say about it? On Capitol Hill and beyond, I should just be one of millions of voices that's speaking against this kind of nonsense. Even if it is some White House staffer who made a mistake, which I don't believe was him. I don't believe that for 1 second. But if it was, what's their name? Are they still working for you? Did you suspend them? Did you fire them? Or are you using taxpayer dollars to say, way to go, do it again? I suspect we know what the answer to that question would be from the president. What about the rest of y'all? What about the rest of us? Think about that. I would tell you to enjoy your weekend. But how can you really after this kind of nonsense? So instead I'll say God bless.
God bless you too, Stephen A. Smith, but I'm finna enjoy my weekend. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Chat, press 1 if you gonna enjoy your weekend too. Stephen A., we finna kick it. We hanging out tonight. Let's hear what Trump response, man. Him say that he's not apologizing, man. Trump said, I'm not apologizing, man. That's all we ask for. If this was a different community, bro, my right hand to God, Trump would apologize, man. And y'all know it. Y'all know it, bro. That's what's crazy. Nobody's even, not one person is saying no, he wouldn't. You know it just like I know it, man. If it was a different community, I can name at least 2 communities probably, he would have fucking apologized or said my values don't align with that, made the shit look good at least. But because it's niggas, he don't give a fuck. No, I'm not apologizing. Didn't watch the whole video through. Fuck you niggas is basically what he's saying, and fuck how you feel about it.
We had very, very good
and y'all think the
today.
shit funny. That's what's crazy. Y'all think the shit funny, right? Right? Y'all think the shit funny. It just is what it is. Ha, them niggas and shit. But when niggas get to acting like they don't give a fuck about shit, it's a problem. It's a problem. Oh, you this, you that. When niggas be like, look, hey, look, you know what? We just gonna sit this one out. You know what I'm saying? Kick our feet up, look around, continue doing what the fuck we doing, right? It's a problem. Oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. This shit is crazy, bro. It's like you go out in the streets and tear some shit up, you're wrong. You sit at the house and watch the fucking news and just see what's going on, you're wrong. Once again, man, this shit is crazy.
Russia, Ukraine, something could be happening. We likewise had very good talks on Iran. Iran looks like it wants to make a deal very badly. We have to see what that deal is. But I think Iran looks like they want to make a deal very badly, as they should. Last time they decided maybe not to do it, but I think they probably feel differently. We'll see.
You said I sound like a white liberal weenie. I don't give a fuck. No, don't delete this shit, Essence. Let this shit ride. I'm trying to respond to these motherfuckers tonight, and I'm gonna open up the phone lines for people to call in. You said I sound like a white liberal whiny. I don't give a fuck what you say I sound like. How about this, man? Call your baby mama. Put her on the phone. I want to know how she feels about how I talk and how I sound. I bet she say I'm a real smooth talking motherfucker. How about that?
What the deal is, it'll be different than last time. And we have a big armada. We have a big fleet heading in that direction. We'll be there pretty soon. So we'll see how that works out. The stock market, as you know, broke a number that they thought was going to be impossible to break. Certainly during my first year, they said if you could do it in your fourth year, by the fourth year we broke 50,000 on the Dow. Most people thought that was not possible to do so quickly. We did it in the first year. So we're about 3 years ahead of schedule. It's going good. Prices are way down. You don't hear the Democrats talking about affordability anymore, which they caused
What's up, Battles
affordability problem very badly. But you don't hear that word. I haven't heard that word spoken in a week and a half because they can't speak because the prices are down. Energy's down. If you look at oil, if you look at gasoline, a gallon of gasoline in Iowa, I was there last week, was $1.85, $1.89, and $1.99.
Well, listen, Trump, that shit $2.50 where I'm at, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm glad it's not $3 bulletproof. I'm glad it's not $3.50. I'm glad it's not $4. But when gas get to getting around $2.50, man, Trump, I'm in an extended cab. I get to looking around when gas get $2.50, big dog. What happened to that $1.99 shit across the board, man? We need that shit back. Shit from a couple months ago, man. We need that shit back, man.
3 different stations, and it's that way in a lot of places. So gasoline is way down, energy's down.
Thank you,
Karen.
Karen.
We've broken the Biden disaster, the mess that I inherited. The border is extremely secure, more so than it's ever been. We've got 9 months with 0 people coming in illegally. And I think the immigration problem is, we're doing very well. And crime is at a record low for 125 years, just announced. Lowest has been since 1900. That's pretty good. That's a long time. So, do you have any questions?
I don't know, bro. I just have so much to say. Tonight gonna be one of them nights, Chad. Just buckle the fuck up. How the crime is the lowest it's been in 100 years, and I'm sitting here watching these fucking people throw bricks and shit through hotels and light dumpsters on fire every day. That's what I'm talking about. That's why they need niggas outside, man. If niggas was outside, it would have been, they would have used zip ties to put them niggas in jail. They would have used zip ties to lock them niggas up, bruh. Let's be all the way fucking honest. Now crime's the lowest. Once black people decide to stay in the fucking house and sit down, all of a sudden crime's the lowest it's ever been. This shit is crazy.
Mr. President, media post that you took down earlier today, the White House says that a staffer sent it. Who sent it, and are you going to fire them?
No, I looked at it, I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud, and I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a that people don't like. I wouldn't like.
Yes, I'm American rich. Ask your question. I'm American, man.
Either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we did it. You know, but that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean,
And here lies the problem, chat. Here lies the problem, chat. He acknowledged it. Hey, as soon as we found out about it, you know we took it down. Had they not asked him that follow-up question, interview, you know, probably would have went smooth. The woman asked him, you gonna apologize? Nah, I didn't make a mistake. Let that have been a different community, man. Man, let that have been a different community, bruh. Oh my God, bruh. Nah, man. Fuck them niggas. I ain't make no mistake. I did what the fuck I meant, man. I ain't make no mistake, man. It is what it is. Fuck them niggas. Shit, it's been fuck them niggas since 1776, and it's still fuck them niggas, man. This shit is crazy.
I look at a lot of thousands of things, and I looked at the beginning of it. It was fine. They had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered. If you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff from The Lion King, and certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it, and probably they would have had the sense to take it down. But that was a takeoff from The Lion King, and a lot of people were covered on in different positions. So. But I spoke to Tim Scott. He was great. Tim is a great guy. He understood that 100%. Go ahead.
Mr. President, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner met with Iran's foreign minister today. You also had Brad Cooper there, the head of CENTCOM. A deal doesn't look like it's been reached yet. How long are you willing to wait?
A deal can be reached. Well, you have to get in position. We have plenty of time. If you remember Venezuela, we waited around for a while, and we're in no rush. We have, very good talks going with Iran. We have very good talks going with Russia and Ukraine. We're doing a lot of good talking, and I think we had the results today were with Iran. It was a meeting. We're going to meet again early next week, and they want to make a deal. Iran, as they should, want to make a deal. They know the consequences if they don't. If they don't make a deal, the consequences are very steep. So we'll see what happens. But they had a very good meeting with a very high representative of Iran, and we'll see how it all turns out.
So we'll give it a right scoop.
See that. By the way, I'd love to see that. If we could do that, I'd love to see it.
Mr. President,
You talking about Trump liberating Venezuela and Democrats mad about a meme. I don't give a fuck what the Democrats mad about. I don't give a fuck about liberating Venezuela, man. Let's just keep it all the way honest with you, man. I care about what the fuck's going on right now, man. If this was a different group of people, all he would have said was, my ideas don't align with that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Mistake. He didn't even have to say sorry. All he'd say, yeah, we don't agree with that. He wouldn't even say that, man. What the fuck are you talking about liberating Venezuela, man? I don't give a fuck about liberating Venezuela.
Is a deal that is acceptable that only covers with Iran? Is there a deal that only covers nuclear that would be acceptable to you? Because they just want to have nuclear. They don't want to have anything else.
That would be acceptable, but the one thing right up front, no nuclear weapons. If we could have made that deal 2 years ago, we would have made that deal, but they weren't willing to do that. Now they are willing to do it. So they're willing to do much more than they.
And then listen to Fazzo. You're emotional because you didn't have a dad. I got a fucking dad, and I look damn near like him. If you want to know, I just talked to my dad earlier. Rolled past him in traffic, honked the horn at him and shit. My daddy was always here, nigga, from birth to now. I can call the nigga right now and get him on stream. He probably sleep. What is it? 10:35. He probably prepping for the Super Bowl right now, nigga. What else did you say? A best a woman can do is raised by a good woman. I was raised by a good woman too. See, that's the difference. You thought because I'm black, I came from a single parent household. I didn't. I had both of my parents, motherfucker. Try again. Who did what to you though? Who did what to you though?
Would have a year and a half ago, or even a year ago when don't forget, we've only been doing this for exactly 1 year. And we started with them a few months after the beginning of this term. This term has been amazing, but the results could surprise people. If they would have offered this deal originally when we first started, it would have been accepted immediately. We'll see what happens now.
Mr. President, a number of people in the MAGA base say they aren't satisfied with the administration just focusing on deporting violent criminals. That they.
Who are you with?
I'm Natalie Ellison with the Washington Post.
You're having a hard time getting readers. Washington Post is doing very poorly. Go ahead. You have a very bad attitude. Go ahead.
Well, a number of people in your base say that they want to see all illegal immigrants deported, even ones who are otherwise
Let me tell you about my
non-violent.
base. Let me tell you about
Thanks, Mark.
My base has never been strong. My bases, me and...
Hey, 10-4 hat. Yeah, 10-4 hat won a Plug Station Zybag, man. Let me get 10-4 hat his hold on. Plug Sack Stories. Plug Sack Stories. That's at Gmail right there. At Gmail. Plug Sack Stories at Gmail right there on 10-4 hat. And we'll get your Plug Sack Zybag sent out, man. Let me go show y'all the Zybag.
Other very good people that love our country. And if you talk about my base or the MAGA base, you could call it a lot of America First base. They couldn't be more thrilled. We have crime down to the lowest level that has been in 125 years. We have a border that's totally closed. We have all the things that our base wanted, and we have the best economy in history. Price.
Yo, we got the Zybags for you, man. Y'all want to give away another Zybag? 10-4. I need you to send me an email so I can get your Zybag sent out. And chat. Type Zybag in the chat if y'all want a giveaway, man. Z-A-B-A-G. Type Zybag in the chat if y'all want to do a giveaway. This is 10-4 hat Zybag, though. Y'all can't have this one. It's already called for, man. 10-4. I've been holding on to the Zybag for you for a minute, man. Send me the email.
Prices are down. We inherited very high prices and the highest inflation in the history of our country. Think of it, the highest in, or 48 years. Some people say 48 years, but I'll take either one. So my base is very happy.
But would you support mass deportations of people who are otherwise law-abiding?
I see everybody, but we're focusing on the criminals. We're focusing on killers. But ultimately, they all broke the law. Some can, if they do it in a certain way, they can go out. They can come back if they do it properly. But as you know, a lot of people have been deported, a lot. But the focus is on the murderers, the drug dealers. We have many people mentally insane. They dumped everything in our country. But ultimately, yeah, it's exactly as I said during the campaign. Yeah.
Mr. President, can you set the record straight? There were reports circulating that you told Chuck Schumer that in order to restore funding for the Gateway train tunnel in New York, New Jersey, you would want Penn Station and Dulles Airport to be named after you. Is that
you suggested that to me?
Penn Station and what airport? Dallas Airport. Nah, because that shit called DFW. And what's the other one in Dallas? DFW and damn, I forgot the other one.
Chuck Schumer suggested that to me about changing the name of Penn Station to Trump Station. Dulles Airport is really separate. Dulles Airport.
Oh, Dallas Airport. Dallas.
It's really not too involved with Congress. It's a separate kind of a deal, as you know. But it was suggested to me by numerous people, unions, Democrats, Republicans. A lot of people suggested.
Yeah, it is called Love Field. All right, man. We out of there, Trump. Your ass out of there. We finna get to the California governor debate, man. And we got time for Trump ass today, man. He on our bad side right now, man.
Change that we need to make all of our
to gas prices. Our candidates, we have positioned them on the stage tonight in alphabetical order from Becerra to Yee. And in that spirit, we begin tonight with our opening statements. Are we ready? Candidates? California has the fourth largest economy in the world. It remains the most populous, most diverse state with some of the...
Yeah, chat. So Gavin Newsom is out. So this is the first California governor debate. We're going to break it down, see who has the best, stage presence, all of that. We're going to break this down, this debate, because Gavin Newsom is out of there and Cali will have a new governor.
Most innovative companies in the nation, yet it has its fair share of issues as well. Why should voters hand the keys to you? Secretary Becerra, you have 1 minute.
So I am Javier Becerra. I am the son of immigrants.
That's crazy. I was finna call that man Xavier, boy. You talking about Javier. I was finna call you Xavier, boy. I was like, damn, that name. I was really tripping, chat. I looked at him and I was like, they named that man Xavier, but he talking about Javier, man. They playing, man. I would have called that man Xavier.
Raised in the home that my father built. I am the first in my family to have a chance to graduate from a university. We need leadership that knows how to govern through crises. man-made crises coming out of Washington, D.C., or if it's the affordability crisis that we see here at home. As your AG, exactly that. I governed through crisis. I defended the Affordable Care Act and the DACA program for Dreamers all the way to the Supreme Court and beat Donald Trump in the Supreme Court.
Yes, Naomi, there are term limits for governors. It varies state to state, though.
On Donald Trump over and over. How many times? Over 120 court actions against Donald Trump, and we kept winning. As your Secretary of Health and Human Services, I protected you during the global pandemic. I made sure that we negotiated lower prescription drug prices for the first time in history, and I balanced a budget 5 times larger in the state of California. That's what I bring to the table as your next governor.
Mr. Hill.
Now, how the fuck did he balance a budget 5 times larger than the state of California? What the fuck was he doing balancing that? What was going on?
Why should voters send you to Sacramento?
Yes, Jared, I do.
To shake up a system that is obviously not working. I love California, but after 16 years of one
Nah, he got an accent. I don't know where he's from.
party rule by these Democrats, we've got the highest poverty, the highest unemployment, the highest cost of living in America. It is time for some balance. I was raised in a working class family. I worked construction, started businesses of my own. For the last 3 years, I've been traveling our state, listening to Californians. I understand what needs to change. We need to end the Democrats' climate crusade so we can have free.
Joe Rogan might fuck around and do something in Texas, man. I'm not gonna lie. If Joe Rogan ran for something in Texas, he might win.
And cut your electric bills in half. We need to end the fraud and waste in government so we can cut taxes. Your first 100 grand. We need to end the insane regulations that make it so expensive to own your own home. A lot of promises tonight. But remember, these are the people who got us into this mess. It is time for an outsider with positive, practical plans for change, not more of the same.
And why should you be the one to head up the state of California?
Well, good evening. Thank you all for being here. I want to thank the Black Action Alliance and KTVU for gathering us in this historic hall. We're all here tonight to earn your votes. We need California leaders to do something much harder. For your trust. You agree with me or not, know that my vision for getting California back to basics isn't driven by a need to win an election. It's driven by my passion for creating the change that we need to make all of our lives better. Campaign, I'm going to show you the respect, telling you the truth as I see it for how we can actually lower costs, end unsheltered homelessness, make all of our communities safer, and expand economic opportunity for everyone. That's why I'm in this campaign, because you deserve real answers, not the easy ones.
Mr. Steyer, why should voters hand the keys to you?
Well, I want to start by thanking the Black Action Alliance for getting us here on the 100th anniversary of Black History Month. I'm running because the number one problem in California is that Californians can't afford to live here anymore. And I'm going to go after those costs aggressively, and I have a history of getting results. I come from a family that believes in service. My mom was a teacher. My dad was a Navy vet. I started a business, it went really well, and I walked away from it 14 years ago to give back. Giving pledge to guarantee that I'd give the bulk of my money away before I died. Those 14 years, I'm the special interest in California on behalf of working families.
Now, listen, man, I don't think that's some shit you need to get up there and say, man. You talking about being governor, man, the 4th largest economy in the fucking world, and you gonna get up here and say you giving away all your shit before you die? Nah, man, I think that sounds like a bottomless pit, man. That sounds like you're just a damn bottomless pit, man. They're trying to get out of the damn situation that Gavin Newsom got him in with bleeding all of this damn money, man. Let's be honest, bro. With the homelessness and shit.
I deliver
delivered billions of dollars to this state without charging Californians a penny. Continue to do that as your governor. World where politicians routinely serve special interests, I can't be bought.
Superintendent Thurman, why should you be the 41st governor?
Hey, all I got from what he was talking about is that he was rich as fuck. He was rich enough to let people know he was rich. That's all I got from what he said was, look, man, I made a lot of money 14 years ago. I made so much damn money. I walked away from the business and started just giving that shit out, man. I can't be bought.
Good evening, everyone. For the last 18 years, it's been my honor to serve you as your council member, school board member, state assembly member, and twice as your state superintendent. Together, we...
Yeah, he got this shit on, man. Out of the attire so far, the brother got it, man. I ain't gonna lie. He put that shit on.
Free preschool for every 4-year-old in our state. Free meals for every hungry student. $4 billion in mental health programs, and $6 billion to make sure we close the digital divide in this state once and for all. As your governor, I'm going to build 2 million housing units and provide housing for the homeless. I'm going to provide you with a tax credit so you have more money in your pocket every month to pay for the rising costs of gas, of groceries, and housing. And as your governor, I'm going to continue to fight against this Trump administration, as I've done with my legislation that keeps ICE out of our schools and out of our hospitals. And my new legislation that says any company that operates or supports an ICE detention center will be taxed. I will work.
That is a pretty big knot on that title, Tony. I'm not gonna lie. That is a pretty bulky knot up there, man. It's pretty bulky.
Chris, until we abolish ICE, we create a pathway to citizenship. A better California is possible, and together we will build.
Mayor Villaraigosa, why should voters choose you?
They should choose me because I'm here today because there's a Civil Rights Act and a Voting Rights Act. In a tough neighborhood with a single mother who struggled to make ends meet. I understood growing up back then that to whom much is given, much is expected. My entire life, I have fought for justice, fought to open up the door. I've said many times that the role of the first is not to bang on your chest and say how great I am. The role of the first is to bring in the rest. And I've done that. I was a civil rights leader, president of the ACLU, labor leader. You forgot to mention, I was Speaker of the California State Assembly before I became mayor. Balanced 2 budgets with a surplus. More money for education. Crime went down 50%. Graduation rates went up 60%. Put 275,000 people to work in the worst recession. I'd be honored to be your mayor, your governor, and your mayor.
Miss Yee, why should voters hand the keys to you?
It's good to be home and to stand in this historic landmark theater. I grew up with my 5 siblings and immigrant parents in a studio apartment.
Man, I want to hear somebody say because I'm best for the damn job, man. Like let's cut the shit, Callie, man. Somebody need to get up there, snatch that damn mic, Kanye style. Plug, why would you be best for California? Because I'm best for the damn job. And then get to letting this shit go. All of this, thank you to whoever, man. Listen, that shit can come after, man. Callie's trying to get the show on the road.
I went to public school here, through UC Berkeley, and built a career as an expert in California's finances. Won 2 statewide elections and became California's state controller as the underdog candidate, and was reelected with the highest number of votes of any statewide candidate in California history. As controller, I manage hundreds of billions of dollars. I never forget from where I come.
You said what's the best mean? Listen, man, we gonna have that water flowing for the fires, man. All that homelessness shit, all of that money going to a bottomless pit, man. That shit ends, man. All of that bottomless pit. Look, man, we gonna just like in Texas, man, we gonna clean that shit the fuck up, man. We gonna get people off the damn streets, man. And if they choose to go back on the damn streets, crowd up and shit, man, we gonna have to do something else about it, man. What else? import, export. You know, we got the ports over there. We're going to bust them boys wide open, man. The sea life, the animals and shit, they might have to take a little 5-10 year pause because we got to balance this budget, man. I'm sorry to the little animals out there for a second, man. We not going to, you know what I mean? But for a second, we got to get this shit together, man. Let's be real, Chad. All of this pussyfooting around the damn problems shit, man. Motherfucker need to snatch the mic and tell these folks what's going on, man.
Earn every single dollar. Small businesses are still the heart of our economy. At 8 years old, I did the bookkeeping for my parents' dry cleaning business. I remember the weeks when we didn't have enough money for milk on the table. Today, I'm an underdog now. It fuels me. Expectations on my life, and I'm not stopping here. If you feel like an underdog, exhausted, worn out, and counted out, know that I see you as your governor. I will fix the state budget so that it works for all of our hardworking Californians. Thank you.
Candidates, thank you so much, and thank you for sticking within your 60 seconds. Well done. Andre?
A topic that I'm sure you'll be surprised we're going to be talking about. Immigration, of course. We've seen the crackdown.
What the fuck does he have a mic so close to his damn head? Back up. Get back.
Happening across the country. Protests, deadly violence in places like Minnesota. My question to all the candidates on the stage tonight is, what is your message to those who are in this country legally, those who are undocumented, and California families in general? Mr. Hilton, I'd like to start with you.
Before we go on, I really think I need to address the elephant in the room, or perhaps, as some might say, the rhino who's not in the room. Republican colleague, Chad Bianco, is not here tonight to face these Democrats or his record. In 2020, during the...
Then why the fuck are you bringing him up? He's not here, man. What? Golly, bro. What? This shit is too scripted, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, this Republican and that? He's not here. Like, why are you talking about him? He's not fucking here.
Black Lives Matter riots. He took a knee when told to by BLM. Now he says he was praying. Watch the video for yourself. blmbianco.org. That is blmbianco.org. We cannot risk.
The fuck are you talking about BLM for? Listen, man, you have an opportunity here. You're trying to put your best foot forward to become the governor of California, and this is the best you fucking got, my dude. Directing people to the BLM.org site, bruh. Talking about somebody who's not even on the fucking stage when you got 5 other people here. I'm gonna need you to get some focus, Steve. Lock in, Steve. Lock in.
Splitting the Republican vote and letting the Democrats in. Chad Bianco has got more baggage than LAX. We cannot have BLM Bianco, the shifty sheriff, as our candidate. Chad Bianco, he needs to drop out of this race, just as he dropped out.
He's not fucking there. Is he sticking to the script that hard, chat, that he has to have a whole fucking monologue about somebody who's not there? He's asking somebody to drop out of the race that is not even there to the debate. Did he skip his Adderall or something today, bro? Like, what the fuck is... We need you to focus, my guy. Damn.
Out of tonight's debate. On the question of immigration, it's very clear. I'm a legal immigrant.
Johnny, shut the fuck up. You come in here all the time. You know I get the yelling, man. If you don't want me to yell, swipe up on the live.
I'm here for the legal immigrant community so they can have the California dream, and I will make sure that all laws, including our immigration laws, are peacefully enforced.
Mr. Hilton, thank you so much. Mayor Mahan, I'd like to get your answer to the question is, what is your message to Californians, including immigrant communities?
And why does the anchor have his fucking mouth to the mic like this? I want to ask you to do a question. Get the fuck back, bruh. Back up from the mic, man. We can't even hear the questions you're asking the candidates, bruh. Get back.
The way that the Trump administration is enforcing immigration law is dividing us, creating fear. Cases where dissidents, civil liberties are being threatened.
He reminds me of like a damn a summer camp counselor, man. I don't know, bro. He just has summer camp counselor vibes, bro. Like the guy that tries, stay young and fit in with all the, cooler terms. Like he's the counselor guy that'll be out there throwing a football around, talking about no cap, no cap, no cap, no cap during the damn. What the fuck are we
San
talking?
Jose, we've sued the administration to defend our civil liberties. We've passed rules around law enforcement not unnecessarily wearing masks. We've ensured that the federal government can't commandeer public space. These activities. The reality on immigration is both parties have failed us. The truth is, it makes sense to have a secure border and know who and what comes into the country, to have orderly immigration, but we should not be demonizing people who are here to do the most American thing, which is work hard and create a better future for their kids. But we need to create a legal path for people who want to be here and are as American in their desires and actions as any of us. And we should come together, get the partisan politics out of the way, and create a compromise path forward that respects our values as Americans.
Mr. Steyer, if you become the state's next top lawmaker, immigrant families are going to be looking to you. What is your message to them and to Californians?
This country was built by immigrants. It doesn't work without immigration. Of course, we need to have a fair, just system, but this is the exact opposite of that. I'm very straightforward about this. ICE should be abolished. You really can't reform an organization which is absolutely wrong and criminal from top to bottom. But I think we have to look at this ICE example as just the start of what the Trump administration is very clearly trying to do. They are trying to use terror, they are trying to use violence, and they are starting with immigration, but they're not going to end with immigration. I started a grassroots effort to impeach Mr. Trump in 2017 because I could see he had a criminal administration. That hasn't changed. It's accelerated. It's gotten bigger, and it's not going to stop. The governor of California needs to stand up for the values of Californians, immigrants and non-immigrants alike.
Superintendent Thurman, we heard you mention
10-4, that's my email right there. It's at gmail.com, man. You got to put the damn at Gmail there, man.
Schools. Talk to us about what you would tell immigrant communities here in California and California families in general.
My maternal grandparents were immigrants. They came here from Colombia, from Jamaica. My mother born in Panama, a teacher here in California. That side, they were immigrants too. The slaves, by way of Detroit and Mississippi, here for a better life. My grandparents cleaned bathrooms for a living. We have to create a real path for citizenship for those who want nothing more than to work hard and pay taxes and contribute to the American dream for all of us.
You gotta want to pay taxes living out that motherfucker, boy. Cali's not the bullshit.
And that's why I passed the legislation that keeps ICE out of our schools and out of our hospitals. I mean, people are afraid to even see a doctor. And when I am governor, I will restore universal health care for all, including undocumented immigrants in the state of California, because we know that health care is a right. We will abolish ICE. We will create a pathway to citizenship. And right now I have legislation that puts a tax on any single company in.
I just want to know how the fuck are they going to abolish ICE and Gavin Newsom can't do it? I just want to know, man. Like, some pretty big promises we're hearing, man. Abolish ICE is crazy, man. I think he could have reworded that a little bit better. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to know how he's going to do it. I'm trying to figure. I can't even see a fucking path forward to doing it. That's a pretty big promise, bro.
California that does business with ICE and ICE detention centers.
Mayor Villaraigosa, your message to immigrant communities in California.
Never in my life. ICE agents, from head to toe, all covered up like the Ku Klux Klan, with assault weapons, flashbang grenades, beating up on children and innocents, arresting 170 U.S. citizens, killing 2 people in the last 2 weeks. We will stop ICE. We will stand up for America's Constitution. We will stand up for civil liberties in this state when I'm governor. And what I've said, yes, we will pass those laws, all of them, to protect our civil liberties in this state. But we will do more. We will use the courts. We will use the ballot box. I come out of the movement.
All right, so for me right now, chat, it's between just early on, you know, we just now getting into the debate. Early on, it's between this guy right here and the black guy. I'm just saying, as far as stage presence, the one guy that we thought was a youth counselor, the one I said looked like he'd be like, no cab, no cab, no cab. He had a pretty good message towards the end. You know, I got to listen to what he's saying. Let's put down the partisan politics. Let's go across the aisle and, you know, get some shit done. I like that message, but it's just, I don't know. It just didn't hit like it should have hit. You know, it just didn't hit. I think he's trying to make dramatic pauses, and he's thinking he's a pretty good orator by making these pauses, and it just doesn't hit like that. It's not for everybody, man. Like when you are talking about public speaking, like yes, dramatic pauses are a thing. And to get people to hang on to words are a thing, but it just didn't hit from him. I don't know. Maybe he should have been a little more authentic. The other guy sounded like he was just reading the whole damn time. The guy with the blonde hair that looks like what's them things Help Us, Save Us off Spy Kids, man, and Willy Wonka, some shit like that. I don't know, that guy. Yeah, I don't know. He just sounds like he was pandering. So for me, it's between the black guy and this guy right here. I just heard the black guy say that he is promising to abolish ICE. So I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna do that? So now I'm looking at him a little crazy. So now we just gonna see what he's talking about.
And I'll tell you what, we're gonna build a mass peaceful movement in support of our rights and in support of our democracy. We've got to say no to ICE, and we've got to take on Trump wherever he raises his ugly head.
Mayor Villaraigosa, thank you so much. Ms. Yee, your response.
Thank you. First of all, as a proud daughter of immigrants, what I want to say to our immigrant communities, I see you, I know you, and I hear you. And we're going to do everything we can to keep you safe. We're going to be sure that...
Man, I thought the weather was always good in Cali, man. She need to blow her damn nose, man. Like, whoa, does she need a Marlboro?
Communities are standing up for you. Everyone should be taking a Know Your Rights training to be sure that we know how to stand up for you and to keep you safe. We need to do in addition to, we need to build economic power in our immigrant communities to be sure that we can resist against this mass immigration enforcement when people understand that immigrants are such a contributor to our economy and to our society here in California. And that's what we're going to build together. We are a sanctuary state. We're going to lean in more to that and be sure that we are making our own communities safe. ICE has no business coming in and tearing up communities, tearing up families, and we're going to help bring you back into the fold. You pay taxes. What I want to say to you,
Jared, when he means fighting Trump every step of the way, so California's new governor will be chosen in November, I believe, and they'll come into office next year. So they'll have 2 more years of Trump. So when whoever wins this governor race in Cali will have 2 more years of Trump. So that's why he's mentioning Trump.
all the immigrants out there, thank you.
Ms. Yee, thank you so much. Secretary Becerra, your message to Californians and immigrant communities.
California wants people who work hard and play by the rules. Full stop. As an immigrant, we welcome you. That was my parents. They worked hard. They came to this state with $12 in their pocket. Yet they figured out how to somehow save enough money as a construction worker and a clerical worker to actually buy a house. to send my 3 sisters and I to college or the military, and then to retire, not in Idaho or Arizona, but here in California. Have to be about. As Attorney General, I defended against Trump's attack when he tried to coerce our state and local law enforcement to actually do ICE raids. We beat him there. He tried to deny us community policing dollars, $57 million, because we wouldn't do ICE raids with them. We beat back on that as well. I tell you, as governor, we will police the immigration police. We will arrest violators of.
Like, Fox, what's going on with this nigga's mic, bruh? I'm gonna ask Fox to get this shit together a little bit, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna ask Fox to get this shit together, bruh.
And you should know I'm in favor of rent control because right now people can't make rent at the end of the month. In favor of building 1 million houses. And the ability to do that is not just, there's no silver bullet. It's silver buckshot. We need to deal with permitting. We need to deal with zoning. And we also need to build houses much cheaper on a per square foot basis, which we can do with new technology. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go after the electric monopolies that charge us twice as much for electricity as the average in the United States of America. Monopolies always overcharge and underproduce. Lastly, I'm going to bring money to the table, revenue to the table. Those 2 corporate tax loopholes, a real estate loophole.
Out of all of them, I'm going to be honest, Chad, he seems the most genuine. I just don't think he's, I don't know, like, just, this is all my first time seeing this guy. I don't think he's ready for the job. I just don't. He made a lot of money. He's rich. I got that part from him. But listening to all of these people speak, he's speaking with the most passion. Like, he believes what the fuck he's saying. Out of all of these candidates, he believes what the fuck he's saying. Whether it can happen or not, that's a different question. But I think he truly believes because he got fucking money.
Place where they declare their income and bring $15 to $20 billion to Californians every year. To health care, that goes to child care, and that goes to education. We need revenues, and I'm going to bring them. I've done this before. I'll do it as governor.
Thank you, Mr. Steyer. Mr. Thurmond, your plan on day one to lower prices.
You know, I grew up in a household where we often didn't have food. I grew up on the free lunch program. I grew up on food stamps and a whole lot of government cheese. We ate so much government cheese that I thought that USDA was a brand name. These programs help my family to overcome poverty, and I know what it is for those who are struggling. Many are working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. On day one, I'm going to give all of you a tax credit, so you have a few $100s a month more in your pocket to help you pay for the high costs of groceries, of gas, and housing. And how are we going to accomplish this? I will be clear and direct about it. We're not going to tax you. We're going to tax billionaires who've earned so much off of everything that this state has to offer to make sure we have more revenue for you, for our schools, and for health care. And so we're prepared to get this done on day one. And I'm going to build 2 million housing units so that we have affordable housing all across our state.
Jack, I'm live. This California governor debate was a couple days ago. It hasn't been getting a lot of traction, but I told the chat that I will be covering all of these debates leading up to the midterm. So we're breaking it down. I'm actually enjoying it, you know, seeing these people speak, who has good stage presence, who has good plans, who has passion, seeing the direction that California is going to go. This is actually intriguing to me.
Thank you, sir. Mayor Villaraigosa, your plan on affordability, sir.
I grew up in a home with a single mom who struggled to make ends meet, raising 4 kids on her own. I know affordability. That's why I've been saying for a long time now, politicians love to acknowledge and the fact that we have the 4th largest economy in the world. What they don't say is we have the highest poverty rate.
So what was he the mayor of, Chat? He was the mayor of somewhere, said he brought 275,000 jobs. Where was he the mayor of?
United States of America. So what do we do with housing? We cut red tape. We streamline our environmental rules. We make zone changes and we invest in the first time.
Have y'all noticed nobody's came at Gavin Newsom yet? I think that is a telling sign. We are almost 30 minutes in, and not one of these candidates has mentioned Gavin Newsom. So that lets me know that the Gavin Newsom endorsement is very important, at least among these candidates right here. The Gavin Newsom endorsement has to be important to these people, because I haven't seen a debate where they didn't come out swinging at the governor.
Our program. Utilities. We got to stop over-relying on electricity. The notion, and by the way, when I was mayor, #1 American city in reducing carbon emissions, #5 in the world. The port, which is the biggest emitter of greenhouse gases in the United States of America, is the greenest port. We've got to...
Yeah, Newsom can't run again 10-4 hat, but what he can do is give one of these candidates an endorsement. Like, hey, this is the candidate that I want to take my place. You know, y'all should go vote for him. So that lets me know that these people aren't attacking him for that reason. There's a lot of things that they can poke and point at about Gavin Newsom, as we all know. Nobody's taking a jab at him. Nobody. They've taken, every single person up there is taking a jab at Trump. Damn near. If not all of them, all but one of them has taken a jab at Trump. Nobody said anything about Gavin, who is the job that they'll be taking. That means that what he thinks is important to each and every one of them. They don't want to lose that endorsement.
Acknowledge we're going to have an all-of-the-above strategy when it comes to energy. And finally, gas prices, the way to end them to be so high is to address the fact that we over-regulate refineries who produce the cleanest fuel in the United States of America.
That's your time, sir. Thank you. Ms. Yee, your answer on affordability.
Sure. So first, we've got to be sure that we are bringing new housing units online much more quickly. So this means expediting approval processes, but also looking at where we can build, how we can build, using our financial tools a lot better. I do want to bring back redevelopment, because we know in every jurisdiction there are places where we can build quickly, where we are talking about rehab and reuse, adaptive reuse, and we can bring some units online much more quickly and not have to think about the underlying cost of the land. With respect to energy, look, immediate relief. Many of you have been just really shouldering a lot of rate increases from your utilities, just one after another after another. They need to be audited to be sure that they have really raised just what they needed, rather than owing you a refund. So I would say, if CPUC, get to your auditing job and be sure that you're giving us the oversight that consumers deserve. And then healthcare. We have so many that are on the fringe of losing their healthcare. We have to grow this economy and really center it on growing our healthcare workforce throughout the state of California. That's how we grow the economy, generate our revenue, and also be able to keep those that are on health coverage insured.
Thank you, Ms. Yee. Secretary Becerra, your answer on affordability, sir.
So let's start by focusing on working families, because some folks can afford whatever California gives, but some people work hard like my parents did, and it's always tough. And so first and foremost, working families, the hardest working, the lowest paid. We have to make sure we're there for them. That means once I am in office, I will move to freeze utility rates and home insurance costs, the premiums you pay, until we find out why they keep going up by so much money. You're entitled to know that. I will make sure we're building, as everyone has said. I'll increase supply. I will trim regulations where it's smart. I will make sure our construction goes up where there are transit hubs. I will stabilize rents so renters aren't being gouged. I'll make sure, as the former Secretary of HHS, that we protect everyone's health care. We will not go backwards, regardless of what happens in Washington, D.C. And we will stabilize our clean energy transition so we don't leave working families behind who can't afford an electric vehicle. And finally, childcare. We have to fight to make childcare affordable for every family.
Secretary Becerra, thank you. Mr. Hilton, 1 minute to you, sir.
The biggest driver of the high cost of living is Democrat policies. They've been in power for 16 years. Who else is there to blame? If you add up the average budget for the rest of the country and compare it to the average household budget here in California, here's the difference. $35,000 a year. That is how much the average Californian is paying extra just for Democrat policies. You can look up your own if you like. We did a website just so you can calculate it. CaliforniaDemTax.com. See how much they're charging you. Here's what I'll do on day one. I announced the first one last week. Vehicle registration. Everywhere else in the country, pretty much, it's under $100 a year to renew your registration. Here, $600, $700, $1,000. Some people paying over $2,000. That's because they're charging all these extra.
A year? Damn, that's how they do y'all in California. Shit. I think it's like $40.
That go into their bottomless money pit. On day one, I will cap vehicle registration at the flat fee of $71.
Mr. Hilton, thank you. Candidates, thank you. Marla.
Okay, now we all are going to tackle with specifics housing. The median home price in California, it is almost $1 million. In addition, this state, it is one of the most expensive states in which to build. What is your plan to increase housing while also increasing accessibility, particularly to those marginalized Black and brown communities? Mr. Steyer, you have 1 minute.
So I started by saying that driving down housing costs is not a silver bullet, it's silver buckshot. So let's start with permitting. We do multiple regulations that take an amazing amount of time and that run up the cost of the house. We have to make it possible for people to build concentrated around public transportation and build within cities, not sprawl. Third, we have technology now to manufacture housing as opposed to building housing on site. That's the cost per square foot right now by about a third, and we believe it can get it down to a half. The ability to drive down the cost of building houses is within our power if we're willing to make changes, and I've pushed for these changes. And the last thing I'll say is this. My wife and I started a bank to do income housing finance. We need to finance low-income housing across this state aggressively. We need to do it at the state level. Our bank has done it for over 20 years. And having the money in the hands of people who need to buy houses is a first step to actually dealing.
Time is up. Thank you.
I like that answer.
Your housing plan.
You know, disproportionately Black and brown people have been displaced from this very community where we stand here tonight. We have to reverse that immediately. We have to recognize that being able to own a home is the American dream. And that's why you hear me always lead with my plan to build 2 million housing units on land that we already have that doesn't need any additional permitting. School districts have surplus property in our state in every county to the tune of 75,000 acres of land that are ready for development right now. We can build affordable housing for teachers and staff who work in schools, for first responders, and others who want to have a chance. As governor, I'm going to put more money into our budget to have down payment assistance programs for those who want to be able to buy a home. Just like we give scholarships to those who say they'll become teachers in our communities, who work in healthcare, we have to invest in you and those of you who want to be able to buy a home. My legislation that I'm supporting right now will provide us with $10 billion to build affordable housing, and we will provide down payment assistance to those and make the American dream possible for everyone again to own a home.
Attendant Thurman, thank you. Mayor Villaraigosa, your housing plan.
My time growing up, we didn't own a home, we rented. When I bought a home at 25 years old, I was working at a nonprofit. I didn't have a rich father to help me buy that home. But that's not true for the vast majority of Californians. We have the second highest housing price in the United States. When I was mayor, I built 3 times the permanent supportive homeless housing than the 12 years before me. When I was mayor, I built more housing than the 20 years before me. I was downtown, had 20,000 people living there when I became mayor. When I left, it was 60,000. We didn't just focus on market rate, though we focused on that. We focused on workforce. We focused on affordable and important homeless housing. The next governor is going to have to do that as well. We need an all of the above strategy when it comes to housing. I've mentioned some of the things that we need to do to expedite that. And
what kind of 9 you get 10 for?
I have a record doing that, not just talking about it.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Yee, 1 minute.
Thank you. So we do have to bring new housing stock online much more quickly. And there are ways to do that and more affordable ways to do that. And as I mentioned, redevelopment earlier. But we're missing something here because housing is not the only question here. It's about how do we build economically sustainable communities? How does the state incentivize business development that comes into where we're building housing? How does the state become a better partner with our local governments on financing infrastructure? We can build the housing, but if people are still commuting 2 hours to their job, what have we done? And so this is about how we strengthen communities so that we have economically sustainable communities for the long term. We have different models of home ownership we can rely on. And for our young people, they actually like the idea of co-ownership. They like the idea of actually living in housing that's built on a community land trust. And so all these models can be put to work on day one, but we also have to think long term. How do we bring that business development into these communities so that these communities can continue to thrive for the long term?
Thank you, Ms. Yee. Secretary Becerra, your housing plan.
I've already mentioned what we have to do to increase the supply, so I won't go into that too much. But you have to remember that in California, nearly 200,000 Californians live outdoors. They live in their car. They are homeless. And we have to tackle that immediately. We cannot let our brothers and sisters go without. And more we're finding they are our sisters, and they are our sisters with children. And so we must tackle that immediately. But here's what I would do with regard to housing. Aside from doing more building, which increases supply, which brings down the pressures of demand, we have to be smart, as I said before. But here's the real key. How many of you rent? Probably in your rent, the equivalent of what someone is paying on their mortgage. The difference between you and that person who owns a home and pays a mortgage, they had money for a capital down payment. If we gave people access to capital so they could put down the down payment, we would have far more people housed. And so in the black and brown community, we're going to make down payments available so you can become homeowners as well and create wealth.
Thank you, Secretary, and we will be talking homelessness in just a moment. Mr. Hilton, your housing plan.
So my parents were refugees from communism in Hungary. My stepfather worked construction. My first job was project manager for a construction company. I remember starting my first business and made enough money just to buy a small home back in London, and that feeling of walking across the threshold. I achieved this. I earned this. We are stealing that from this generation. That is a crime. The very first issue I worked on many years ago when I wanted to develop solutions for California and our problems was housing. I developed a plan to end the lawsuits that block housing, but also to stop the taxes on housing. I actually talked to Matt about it. He didn't agree with me about capping taxes on housing. Taxes, apparently, unless they're on billionaires. We've got to end the taxes on housing, and we've got to end war on single-family homes. They call it sprawl. I call it the California dream. I want everyone to have that dream of a single-family home of your own that you can afford to buy.
All right, Mr. Hilton, thank you. And this brings us to our first rebuttal. You have 30 seconds, Mayor Mahan. I think things are about to get interesting.
I'm glad we'll get to clear this up. I'm a little confused because you must have been talking to a different mayor, because actually in San Jose, when we were seeing that we were approving housing and it wasn't getting built, in fact, what we did was we looked at those fees and taxes and we reduced them substantially. We actually eliminated construction taxes. Last year, we got over 2,000 new homes under construction that had been stuck in the pipeline for years. This year, we'll see another 2,000 homes break ground. Do you want me to continue with my 1 minute for the rest of the answer?
You now have 1 minute to go over your housing plan.
So, Steve, help me start with my answer, which is we have to acknowledge when government is in the way. And when one-time fees that are nice to have are preventing us from having something we need to have, which is housing for working families, we have to be willing to change. That's what we've been doing in San Jose, and it's working. Tom's right. We also need to innovate. I was just down in Long Beach checking out.
Hey, chat, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and double tap the screen.
Modular construction factory where they have these high-quality union-built units flying off an assembly line. They can stack them 28 stories high, and they can build these projects now 50% faster, 20% lower cost. And if the state would actually incentivize this innovation, we'll get greater economies of scale and see costs actually come down even further. And then finally, if we want to help marginalized communities break into the middle class and beyond and thrive, have to get rid of regulatory capture. California doesn't even build condos anymore, the most accessible form of home ownership, because of overly aggressive liability laws in Sacramento. We have to get the special interest out of the way and start building housing for working families again in California.
Mayor Mahan.
Thank you, candidates.
Candidates, homelessness remains a vexing issue for the state. A 2024 state audit showed the state spent $24 billion during a 5-year period ending in 2023 on combating homelessness, but failed to adequately track the outcomes of those programs. It also showed the problem got worse despite those efforts. What are your solutions for monitoring what we're spending and ensuring effectiveness? Superintendent Thurmond, we begin with you. 1 minute, sir.
No doubt we have to get rid of waste and abuse wherever it exists. But we also have to acknowledge that 40% of those who are homeless are older Californians. The choice between paying for rent, paying for food, or medication. As I mentioned, the legislation I'm supporting this year will provide us with $10 billion to build affordable housing. I spent the last 5 years, every year, getting $500 million in the low-income housing tax credit that we can use to build housing for those who are older. We also have 10,000 young people in our state who are under the age of 18, unaccompanied and homeless. If we don't help them today, they will become homeless adults. And my legislation would provide them with subsidized housing and supports to help them get into job training programs, to get a formal education as we move forward. We have to be serious about the homelessness programs that we build. I don't think that the answer is arresting the homeless or just moving them with nowhere to go, but putting them into subsidized housing that have mental health and substance abuse supports in it. And that's what I'll do as governor.
Thank you, Mr. Thurmond. Mayor Villaraigosa, your answer on homelessness, sir.
And you can call me Antonio.
So you can call me Antonio. All right, Chad, we finna move on from this. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't trying to watch it all. I was just trying to see him speak, see what was going on, man. Do y'all want to do a panel, chat? Y'all want to do a panel hangout, or do y'all want to, I'm trying to figure it out. Let me see what's going on, chat. What's up, though, Shell? What you got going, man? Yeah, I know Fugazi been alive for a long time. I've been looking at that Nancy Guthrie case. I haven't really looked too far into it. I guess we can see. Guess we can look at this Nancy Guthrie situation right quick. The fuck?
Breaking news in the search for Nancy Guthrie. I'm Jonathan Hunt, live at the Pima County Sheriff's Office as Savannah Guthrie and her two siblings, Annie and Cameron, release another heart-wrenching, painful video pleading for the return of their 84-year-old mother. Let's watch.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
As you know, an initial ransom note from a purported kidnapper or kidnappers demanded millions in Bitcoin for Nancy Guthrie's return and laid out two deadlines, one of which passed at 5 p.m. on Friday. The other deadline, the FBI said, comes on Monday. Now, yesterday, investigators said they were reviewing a new message in the case. That one, like the first, was received by a news station here in Tucson, which said it contained this second message: no proof of life and no deadlines. Investigators returned to the Nancy Guthrie home late yesterday. Among other things, they towed away an SUV, a blue Subaru, as far as we could see. That has now been brought here to the Pima County Sheriff's Department. Drone video also showed deputies and agents searching the property once again using flashlights as part of that search. Now, I want to bring in now Fox News contributor Ted Williams, former DC police detective and defense attorney. Ted, great to have you here on set with us at the Sheriff's Office. First of all, the news tonight, that gut-wrenching video we've seen, what did you make of it, Ted?
You know, Jonathan, it was shocking. I really was not able to comprehend it. You could look at this video in several different ways. It certainly, one thing we know about Savannah, she's a media personality. She knows how to speak plain, clear language. And I didn't see that there. And there were several things I must say to you, Jonathan, that stood out to me. One, this is the only way we can have peace. And then to say, this is a very valuable to us, and we will pay. You don't talk about your mom in that way if your mom is still here. This is very valuable. You would say something like, we love our mom. Our mom is very valuable to us, and we will pay. And you would make those kinds of arrangements, and so I'm deeply, deeply disturbed and concerned.
It was, as you watched that video, and when we first watched it, when it popped up, we're all trying to pass the language, and I think we have to leave it to our viewers. Everybody can look at that, everybody can make of it what they will, but the pain was writ large on Savannah's face. I noticed Annie seemed to be struggling to hold herself together, sobbing. Cameron, the brother, stoic as we have seen. What about the approach, though? The direct appeal, we will pay. Smart move?
Well, it's a smart move if, in fact, you're saying, hey, look, you have my mom, and I'm sorry she's dead, but we want her back. I believe that there was some communication, some contact from the possible abductors, and if she's no longer here, they made some kind of an excuse as to what took place, and this is the reason that I believe.
Well, how would she have, they said that she had some life-saving medicine that she needed, and if she wasn't able to get that medicine, she wasn't going to survive that long.
I believe Savannah says, we understand. She's trying to let them establish a rapport, but more than anything else, she wants...
All right, Cheryl, I was setting up the panel. I haven't got the phone line open. I was setting up the panel. That's what I'm doing right now on the back end. I'm finna drop the link on the community tab. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm finna put the link on the community tab. I got it on the Debate Nation channel, but I'm finna put the link right here on the community tab.
Her mother back alive, but if not alive, she wants her mother's body.
Now, in these situations, will the FBI, in your view, have been a part of crafting the language of all of these video messages that they put on Instagram, the family?
Jonathan, absolutely. I believe that family has worked part and parcel with the FBI, law enforcement per se, and that law enforcement was certainly part and parcel of the making out and these various messages and drafting them up.
So where do we go from here, Ted? I mean, this is an investigation which has not run as smoothly as it could have done out of the county sheriff's office. It struck me that over the last few days, while jurisdictionally, obviously, the Pima County Sheriff's Department is still the lead agency, the FBI clearly taking a much stronger control of what is happening in terms of the investigation. You see that continuing going forward?
And I see it very, very much continuing. I think after that second note, is when the FBI took over, came in, took the blue vehicle from Nancy's home, went up on that roof, found some information, and took that. I think the FBI is clearly involved, and the big question is, where do we go from here? The ball may very well be in the court of the abductors, and they're waiting for some kind of a response and communication.
Right. Stick with us for a moment, Ted. I want to bring in Joe Cardinale, retired NYPD lieutenant, who is also with us. Joe, again, let's get to the big news of the night, this Instagram video. What do you make of that, Joe?
I have to agree with Ted to a large degree because the language that they're using is not.
All right, chat. We live over here on Debate Nation. We are live over here on Debate Nation. If y'all want to join up, the link is in the on the community tab wall. I also have the link on the Debate Nation wall. I'm about to drop the link in the Discord now. Hold on. Add everyone. Boom. Alright, there goes the link. Boom. So if y'all want to join the panel with us, we live on Debate Nation right now.
Of
I see you, Big Niche.
That would say, please don't hurt her, please don't do this, please don't
Hey,
do that.
Big Niche.
Apparently they're in control, they know it. And at this stage of the game, they have to play by the rules that are being set by whoever, these persons are. So the investigation is going on from so many different aspects right now. They're still pinging the towers. They're still going back to that day. It's a desolate area. So they're not that desolate, but it's just not as congested as you would have in New York City. So it'll be a little easier to get the pings, on their phones. But, the message that's being sent tonight is a clear one. They want their mother back. That's the bottom line. They are a religious family.
Dang, so they saying that they want their mother back. I remember when she first went missing. I see you over here, Shell. I see you too strong. I remember when she first went missing, they were saying she had medication and if she didn't get it within 24 hours, it could be fatal. Now we're coming up on like the third day, so it wouldn't be too out of pocket for something bad to have happened, unfortunately. Yeah, if y'all want to join the panel, the link is in the description, man. There goes the link right there. I got it in the Discord. Join up, man. Y'all join up. Trump said he's the least racist president, and we're going to talk about the midterms and the Nancy Guthrie case taking a turn. I'm going to finish this clip while I wait on some people to load up.
You know that from the prior, talks about this and everything. They expected her at church. Savannah's, big into her faith. And this.
No, Dorsey, you got to join the panel. I don't take phone calls when I make the panel. It's either or. Let me tag you in the damn Discord, Dorsey. I know I got to get Dorsey his link straight to him. All right, Dorsey, I tagged you. You got your link right there, Dorsey. Shell, this clip got a couple minutes left, then we'll hear from you.
Plays into it big time. They want their mother back. And I'm not going to be the one to play under any conditions, but it's getting pretty dire as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and Joe, I just want to point out to our viewers as we look at you screen right there and now look at me, on the left of the screen, that is live pictures from one of our drone cameras. Two sheriff's vehicles, as we understand it, have just shown up at Nancy Guthrie's house. We don't know what their purpose is. It may once again be simply a traffic control kind of measure there. We don't know if any sheriff's deputies are heading back.
I never thought about that 10-4, the cartels having her. I never thought about the cartels having her, but I do know that they had a Bitcoin address that was dropped off, that they were investigating that Bitcoin address, but that does make sense. Where is she at? Oh, in Tucson, Arizona? Yeah, it could be the cartels got her. I ain't gonna cap.
Onto the property, and if they are going to be joined by any FBI agents at this point. But Joe, talking of the sheriff's department here, how do you see the investigation having played out so far? Obviously, as the sheriff here, Chris Nones, has admitted himself, he is...
Jared, you gotta allow your camera and your microphone. You gotta allow it, then cut your camera off. I can't bring you to the stage till you allow your camera and your microphone.
Open to some Monday morning quarterbacking. Do you think he's done everything to the best ability here, or do you see the real need for the FBI to take control of all of this?
Oh, there's a clear path for the FBI to take this. I mean, this isn't a large department. I'm sure they've never seen anything like this before or handled anything like this before. The FBI has, in New York City we have, and we have the resources for this.
All right, Dorsey, I seen you some of your friend requests on Discord. I tagged you in the link. You should be able to click the link and come up here. Jared, welcome to the stage, man. We almost done with this clip. Then we're going to hear from you and Cher.
Personally,
Welcome, everyone.
I would have
Good to hear
that
from
crime
you guys.
Man.
secured from day one and not let anybody in there, not the press, anybody.
They said they found some type of wired device on top of this lady's house as well.
Photos of, the blood stains or anything. And that's for a reason. You have to maintain the integrity of that crime scene. Ted can tell you that. We've done it a million times. And it's not that you can't go back. You go back, but you have it under conditions that are controlled where nobody else could have gone inside, done anything. And then you have a roster of who came, what time, what they did, and what was retrieved. And the FBI can lay that out very clearly. Department that doesn't have the capacity to do that. They also have the state police that could come in. But, that area should have been secured. And, like I said, it's not Monday morning quarterbacking. It's dealing with a department that's never had anything of this on this scale.
It's crazy out there in Tucson, man. All right, Shell, welcome to the stage. Jared, welcome to the stage. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Doug.
I'm doing pretty good.
Man, all right. We're going to give Shell the floor right quick. You said you had a pretty interesting story, Shell. What you got for us?
Okay. Well, I thought you would be interested to know that I attended my first protest this last week. And for those of you who don't know, I have been pretty much a lifelong Republican, I'd say. And so that definitely happened this last week, and it was right south of Chicago. And it was great, actually. I'm very proud of myself.
Okay. Was it peaceful? Was it pretty cool out there? How was it? Describe it for us.
I gotta tell you, it was extremely peaceful. There's a lot going on here in the whole northern Indiana area. There is, and it kind of stems off of something I heard while I was just listening. I was just getting ready tonight because I got church in the morning. Something that was going on in the debates that you were playing. So they were talking about monopolized utilities. So I'm sure that a lot of you guys listening in are like, dang, yeah, my utility bill, I hate it. Well, there's something going on here. Excuse me. There's a company here called NIPSCO, which is like a Northern Indiana utility company, right? And it is a monopolized utility for the majority of our region, all right? And it stems off of something that is going on in a lot of areas of the country, and if it's not happening in your area, then it could likely happen, especially if you only have one company for which you can get your gas and electric. And simultaneously, this is the key, they're trying to come into your state or area to put in AI data centers. Okay, this is like
so. Yes,
two things.
Let me speak to that, Shell. Little Rock just got approved for a $7 billion data center. $7 billion data center. There are monopolized utilities throughout regions of Arkansas. Energy. Some places like you get to some of those areas, they have like City Electric or a different company, but those are like spread out. Like you might see one here, you might see one there. More than likely, most people are going to be using Entergy, just being honest.
Okay. So here's what happened. And keep in mind, what I want you to know, and this is super key, okay? And I've said this on your platform before, and and when I first came onto the platform, I, of course, during the election, what I was definitely more on the supporting Trump, right? Since then, you have noticed that I've changed my stand, not like changed all of my, that I have literally said I have not agreed with a lot of the decisions that he's made, right? I'm a very straightforward, honest, Midwestern person, okay? I'm very blunt, okay? And if you see something that's wrong, you say that it's wrong. I will not stay blindly in one category. That's moi, that's me, okay? And in this particular situation, what I've noticed, all right, is that both sides hate us, okay? They hate us. They will play both sides to keep us distracted from what they're doing. And that's what we are seeing here. So NIPSCO got approved for an $8.3 billion contract for 14 data centers to be built in our region. Now, something you need to understand about AI data centers is that it's not just the money, okay? It's also what the data centers do physically to the land, okay? Which is why they don't put them near cities generally, okay? That doesn't mean that they won't put them near
Hold on, Shell. Hold on, man. I got the audio messed up. You can keep talking, but I'm gonna box myself up. Keep going.
Doesn't mean that they will not put them near a populated area. It doesn't even mean
Sheriff's Office as Savannah Guthrie and her
All right, chat. Press 1 if I'm back. I'm finna pull back up the Debate Nation channel. If y'all head over to the Debate Nation channel, y'all won't get interrupted. That's what we're live streaming from right now, is actually the Debate Nation channel. Let me get this shit together. Okay, we're back, chat.
drinking water back out in to where eventually we bathe in it, we drink it, whatever, and then cancer rates spike within anywhere from 5 to 10, 15 years, and people get sick and they die. And that's what happens. And I would say allegedly for your stream, but there's really no allegedly about it, because the AI centers that they've already put up, especially in northern Indiana and around the country, these just are factual statistics. Okay?
Okay.
So basically the 8.3...
I got a question real quick. What part of Indiana are you from? Fort Wayne, South Bend?
No,
you said northern Indiana.
I'm in northwestern Indiana. So I'm about, I live about maybe, I could get to Fort Wayne and maybe, well, my driving, or do you want the...
Hey, Jared, I think you got your mic a little bit too close to your mouth. You might just have to back it up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here you go.
Is that better?
I could get to Fort Wayne in maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
So I'm not far from Fort Wayne. And I'm about, I live right in between Indianapolis.
Hold on, Dorsey, I got
it.
Dorsey, you got a question for Shell? Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
you was aware that Trump got rid of the EPA commission and so forth. You know that,
well,
right?
I haven't gotten to any. Listen, Dorsey, don't come at me right now. I'm not even to that point where I'm about to tear into him. So I do not need the alley-oop. I'm about to dunk this crap. Okay?
Yeah, she was in the middle of something. Can we let her finish real quick? I kind of interrupted her, Dorsey.
Don't worry, Dorsey. I got this one. I got the 8-ball.
All right.
Aye, Dorsey. I thank you though. So basically, the data centers will poison this groundwater, and so basically what Dorsey is saying is that we are how do I keep this, Jesus? Okay, so. And this isn't even the Trump administration. This is also local government. So this matters who you vote into as your commissioners, your Senate, your everything, okay? Because what happened in the state of Indiana here, okay, is that the people that we voted into our Senate and our state legislature went through, and this is also where I said both sides hate us, because, and Dorsey, bear with me here, this started with the Green New Deal. Okay, so it's kind of like, again, both sides hate us. Okay, so it started with this. At least in here in Indiana, okay? So everything that was left over from the Green New Deal, the laws that were changed, things that were set into motion from that, okay? The law, it set everything into motion for what is happening here, okay? So then when this administration got into office, they flipped it. So here in the state of Indiana, and I've talked about it on this podcast with Plug, I said what they are doing is that they are getting rid of our farmland, and they're putting in wind turbines. They're putting in, tons. I mean, we're talking miles and miles and miles and miles of solar panels. So we can't grow corn. Okay, they're filling it with metal. All right, and this is prime agricultural land because they're bankrupting farmers to where they feel like they have to fill their land with metal, and then it also fries the land to where even if you took the panels out, it's no longer the same land. Okay, the ground is not the same. You'd have to dig up all the ground and then fresh ground on, but it's not. Okay, so anyway, so then we lead into this. Okay, then we have this administration come in and they're like, oh, well, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to invest in AI, which was now going to pollute the water and then bankrupted citizens. So what they did is change the laws so that now in the state of Indiana, which could be the same in the state of Louisiana, Plug, so this is what I want you to look for, okay, is the states that want this AI and these data centers so bad is they have to make your state look very appealing, okay? It's like going on a date. You gotta make yourself look so good. In order for them to want you, okay, in the state of Indiana, Louisiana, wherever, they're like, we'll make this deal look so good that we'll give you this $8.3 billion contract, and we will write within the law that you can recoup the fees. We won't even make you pay the $8.3 billion, okay? So NIPSCO, you can recoup the $8.3 billion in however you see fit. It's in the contract, we've read it, okay? So what NIPSCO says is we're a monopolized utility. So what we're going to do is we will just charge our customers any way we see fit to recoup our $8.3 billion, because they said we don't have to pay for our 14 data centers that's going to pollute and give cancer for generations and generations. We don't have to. We don't have to, because they said we don't have to.
Okay. Well, let's hear from Dorsey, Shell. Let's hear from Dorsey, too. We want to hear from a couple of other panelists. I'm going to let you finish, though. Then we'll move the panel around.
Okay.
Let her finish,
so
Dorsey.
You want me to talk about the cash center?
Let her land the plane, Dorsey.
Go. I have to leave. So just, you can message me on the back end or whatever tomorrow. It's 1 a.m. here, and I have to leave. So
okay. All right. So I'm gonna send you a message in Discord. If you got some links, you can shoot them to me in Discord so I can research and do a full video about it.
Absolutely. Yep. I absolutely will. All right. Good night, y'all.
All right. Thank you, Shell. It's good to hear from you.
You too. Thank you. Good
night, Cheryl. Nice meeting you.
All right.
Good night, y'all.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night. Okay, Plug. So we're not going to talk about the data centers and so forth in Indiana, huh? Because she left, right?
We could talk about data centers. Period. Like I said, Little Rock just got a $7 billion data center coming there. We if you got some information, go ahead, lay it on us.
Okay. Now, understand this, these data centers, people be like, why do they need so many data centers? And for the Neuralink people. There's feedback that goes along with that Neuralink, and those data centers are the ones that go ahead and act as buffers. So when there's an increase as far as Neuralink peak population, those data centers are able to compensate for it and without the feedback and so forth. Read into the technology and then go into a little bit more.
It's all gonna be. No, I believe what you're saying to be true in a certain sense. It's not just about the Neuralink. it's about everything being connected. It's about the singularity. Humans connected to all electronics, connected to the information. It's just going to be a complete, they call it the hive mind. Almost like how ants or bees work together. That's what they're trying to put humans on, that type of system.
In other words, it's the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's the Matrix.
Yeah, Black Mirror is also kind of a good example.
Hold on, Jared. I don't know why your mic is so loud. I don't know. Hold on. Cut your mic on, Jared. Cut it on. I'm going to get it right for you.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just
Want
don't
to put
know.
it down more? Better?
Yeah, turn it down a little bit. It's just like you got it turned up.
All right.
All
As
right,
low as I can go.
All right. Now
Is
you
this
said, Now you said what about the mayor?
No, because he was done. I had short-term memory. Like, go ahead and keep talking, and I'll come back to it.
Okay.
Okay. On that note, basically and so forth, they're bringing in all these data centers and so forth per state. What they're doing is they're filtering through all information, texts, phone calls, everything. That supercomputer they built up in the Dakotas, I think it was North Dakota, that's during Obama administration.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they're enhancing it, and that they're adding nodules. You know how you would have a main something, and then you add nodules to it, so to collect and capacitors and stuff like that. That's what they're doing, and it's to compensate so that it won't be feedback when you're going ahead and doing your Neuralink. And I really wish to know what's the physical thing on you when it does back up. You know how when your computer does that little circle manually installed out?
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
So what if you know how sometimes you go fuzzy in the mind when you were thinking about something, and then for whatever reason you didn't eat or it was hot, and then you got that fuzzy zone for about 3 seconds, and then you catch your thoughts again.
Right.
That's what it's gonna be like. Fuzziness. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Let's hear from Jared.
Oh, what I was gonna say is I remember now. It was off of what Dorsey was saying, but it's like Black Mirror almost. That's a pretty good example. I don't know if you've seen the show on Netflix. It's called Black Mirror, and it's basically pretty much everything is all on one device. You connect it to the side of your head or whatever, and then you have this stupid little remote, and it records everything from your pulse to your. It's a really good series. I think you should check it out. It's called Black Mirror, and that looks to me more like what we are running into, as opposed the other. That's where I see us going, which is part of the what do you call it? The chip that they're going to try to
Neuralink.
use, the Neuralink. Exactly.
No, I've seen Black Mirror.
It's pretty much the same thing, you know.
Okay.
And they're pushing it, and they're gonna accomplish it eventually. That's why we got so many different ways that they're doing it, like with the Neuralink. But like Dorsey said, they need a big amount of power. And
Elon's already said it's a bandwidth problem. Basically, once they get the bandwidth taken care of, they can mass produce it, get everybody. This was years ago. He was saying it was a bandwidth problem. But let's move on. Let's move on. We can talk about
they're talking about, homie.
The Nancy Guthrie case. So how are y'all feeling about this case right here we was just listening to with Nancy Guthrie?
Grandma dead, nigga. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, I do believe she's not here anymore, but why? Somebody put it out there that it could be the cartels. since they are in Tucson, Arizona. What are y'all thinking about that?
I believe that somebody was an opportunist. Grandma was by herself, meaning she was vulnerable. And also, they knew that with the lack of security and the lack of cameras and so forth around the house, has to be somebody who's close to the family, probably a drug addict that they didn't know was going through some shit. I think it's an inside job, if you ask me.
Okay, well, only reason I did too, I thought it was an inside job at first. But then they said they found some kind of device on the roof. Like, so maybe they've been under surveillance. Maybe it wasn't just such an inside job. Maybe they had something done on the house or somebody slipped in. They did say that they have, people who work in and out of the house and things like that. So I thought that was a good lead, but then as of today, they said they found some sort of device on top of the house. So maybe she had been under surveillance.
Yeah, but see, that I think that's some Mickey Mouse shit. You don't let people know that there's a device and shit, because that device is probably linked on some bandwidth or wavelength to a control somewhere where they can go back and track it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like back when, in the war, you used to be able to track an enemy's radio back to a tracking station by triangling it and shit. Like they got OJ. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Tissues, hold on, Dorsey. Tissues, we're talking about Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mom. Dorsey believes that she's no longer with us. I also believe she's no longer with us. We haven't heard from Jared whether he believes she's no longer with us. Go ahead, Dorsey.
So I look at it like this. I say the culprit is about anywhere from 30 to 45 years of age. And basically, because that's what most people are comfortable with. You don't let no young buck come up in your house, on your roof. You usually trust a professional, somebody who's...
You cut out, Dorsey. Yo, Jared, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Dorsey cut out. His mic does that sometimes. He'll probably have to come back. Give your thoughts and opinions.
Okay, the problem is that's what I was trying to look up the story because I didn't really get to.
Okay.
I was joining the the panel while you were playing the story.
Okay.
So I don't even know what the story is.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my thoughts. I'll give you my thoughts. So, the reason Dorsey said 30 to 45, so I'm gonna go with the little younger age group. I'll say from 25 to 40, and the only reason I say that is because of how they wanted the payment in Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying someone a little older wouldn't ask for that payment in Bitcoin, but it's just the device on the roof, the payment in Bitcoin. It's just seeming more just a younger
somebody with a lot of tech knowledge, basically.
Correct.
Not some 80 or 90-year-old granny, pretty much.
Or not someone who just wants to strong force unalive the woman. This was a snatch and grab, and they wanted a payment for it. This was a kidnapping, and they wanted the payment via Bitcoin.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying.
And the woman that was snatched her daughter is a news anchor that has been interviewing a lot of the Epstein victims.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
Well.
Yes, the woman that's missing, missing's daughter is everybody knows that Savannah Guthrie. She's the one that was, she interviewed quite a few of the Epstein victims, at least 2 full interviews I know of.
She was the only one that they would allow or something like that. Is that true? I mean, I don't really know if that's
I don't know about that part. I just know that she did 2 very powerful interviews, and now after the Epstein full files drop, her mom's kidnapped for a Bitcoin ransom.
And a Bitcoin ransom. Well, that could be either one or two things.
Another thing I heard too is,
like you said, she might have did it herself, but so she can get the insurance payout as well as the Bitcoin back.
I don't think she did it herself. Only reason you saying the daughter or the OG lady did it herself. The 84-year-old woman did it herself.
I think that the grandma helped, but not like.
Not at this time. The reason I don't think, because it's the FBI's involved, everybody's involved. If it was some sort of shit like that, I think it would have been some communication that came out. What I believe it has to do with the Epstein files. It has to do with a lot of shit, because another thing that came out, and it's more of a theory, a CT, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me finish.
What do you call it? Go ahead.
They're saying that the first purchase with Bitcoin, do you know what the first purchase of Bitcoin was?
No.
It was Pisa. Now they're trying to say Epstein is in connection with it. And then,
wow.
Listen,
Pizza?
yes, that was the first ever purchase. That was, supposedly the first purchase that, went was Pisa. So listen.
Well, I know what that means, yeah.
So listen. Now the ticker for Bitcoin is BTC. They're saying that it's baby trading coin. That's what the original.
I kind of think I saw a meme about that.
Right, so that's what's going through Reddit right now. They're all deciphering that and adding it up, lining it up with the files and shit. So I just thought that was, a good piece of information to bring. Go ahead.
Okay, no, but basically I passed it off to whoever just came back in.
Go ahead, Dorsey.
Because while I want to review a couple of things here, real quick. Let Dorsey. He's got a good what do you call it? Stamina. He'll give me a second to research a couple of. Is there any item you would like me to research real quick?
I'll drop it in the back chat, Jared. I'll drop it in the back chat.
Okay.
Or chat. If y'all got anything y'all want us to fact check or pull up, man, drop it in the chat. Go ahead, Dorsey.
Okay, so I would just like to step aside and not step aside, but I would like to mention something else. I was trying to call you because I wanted to let you know about Mayor Villaraigosa. He was the mayor of Los Angeles back in the mid 2000s decade, 2010, like that, right? He was investigated by the federal government because of his brother, who was a cartel member, who was a large scale. They also suspected Villaraigosa of laundering money on behalf of his brothers and the cartels here in America. So he was under investigation, and they let him slide. I think that was under Bill Clinton, and then later on Obama. So they let him slide, and he opened up Los Angeles to a flood of third world people. Let's just say it like that, because I can't say they was all Mexicans. Salvadorian, Guatemalans, people from Nicaragua. What happened is he established what is called economic zones. And these was like city blocks where they could go out and sell their possessions, like a flea market or like a garage sale. So these people used to take up the whole sidewalk with their shit. And they would go ahead and hustle up the money because they couldn't get no job because, they was undocumented. So this was a side hustle, right? So that sustained that neighborhood and so forth in support of the illegal immigrants, the ones who migrated here undocumented and who didn't go through the right procedures to occupy the space here in America. So then what happened is when Karen Bass became mayor recently, like 3 years ago, she initiated the same program, but on the whole city where they could open up taco stands. This was during COVID. So that there was an open air food market. So these people was making thousands of dollars.
Right, they provided a service that was needed at the time. Before you keep going, Dorsey, everybody, I need you to subscribe to this channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. If you're on the Plugsation channel, head over to the Debate Nation channel. I dropped it in the chat. Be sure, we're trying to get to 100 likes as well, so I need y'all to hit the like button. Go ahead, Dorsey. You said Karen Bass had an open air market and they was making thousands.
Making thousands of dollars. Then later on, when the new flood of immigrants came in under the Biden administration, remember COVID was doing Trump, right? So when the little troops came over under the Biden administration, they saw the same thing. So then they start opening up little taco stands and baristas. Because if you came to LA, I could show you for myself. I would show you where they occupy. Man, these people are out here repairing cars out here on the streets. I mean, replacing transmission. They like camped out in front of the AutoZone on the side street, and you would just pull your car up. If you got your oil and your filter, they'll go ahead and change your oil for you, right? They got the jacks, everything. They got everything in vans and trucks, right? Whole ass motherfucking truck of tools. You need done in your car, they can do it. You understand what I'm saying? So they got this little economy going on that we don't know about. That's letting them people live in these $2,200 a month apartments here in Los Angeles. And I ain't got no problem with them because every time I see them, I'm like, yeah, go ahead, homie, go on, do your thing. That's what we need to start realizing. Look, man, we used to have, in Arkansas, don't y'all have shade tree mechanics?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're not outside the AutoZone, parked on the road doing that shit by the AutoZone. That shit ain't going on.
Oh, these motherfuckers is right outside the gate, homeboy. There ain't no shame in the game. If I could video it and then I'll send you a clip. And if they do this shit every day, Sunday through motherfucking Saturday. And I'm telling you, these people have established their own community, and whether y'all like it or not, they not going nowhere.
In Arkansas, we got like mechanics where you can pull up at their house, or you got a mobile mechanic, but nobody's doing repairs in front of the AutoZone or on.
Man, these niggas doing the shit at the AutoZone. I can tell on motherfucking Sherman Way and motherfucking Canoga. Across the street from motherfucking Carl's Jr. selling 99-cent chicken sandwiches. That's why I was there. When I went there for the 99-cent chicken sandwiches, they did their promotion for about like 6 months. I was eating 99-cent chicken sandwich. So every day I would go over there and I'll be looking at them. I'm like, God damn, they doing BMWs, they doing Volkswagens, they doing Toyotas, Hondas, whatever make of your car, they know what they doing. I'm telling you, man, they got a van full of number chrome tools, bro.
Okay.
So not only are they providing a service to their own people, because that's the only motherfuckers who gonna trust them to fix on it. You know, you only gonna trust your own people to fix on your shit, right? So they got that little thing going on, word of mouth and so forth, you know. And then they also got the food service thing locked down. But my whole thing is there's no health inspectors coming and checking this shit, right? Now we talking about traffic is going through more than 4 feet from where they cooking, right? So we know dust and shit is all everywhere. So I'm wondering, like, how many people get, like, you know, food poured in a sink from the lack.
Everybody on the Plugsation channel, y'all head over to the Debate Nation channel, because I'm about to end this live on Plugsation. So head over to the Debate Nation channel, man. Go ahead, Dorsey. What about the other candidates? Did you know any of the other candidates up there?
Yeah, my boy Stern. What's his name? Tim? Is it Tim or Stern?
I think Tom, the guy with the blonde hair.
But I'm gonna send it to you through what do you call it? Discord.